Hello everyone, I am Durga Saujanya, Assistant Professor from Department of ECE, MLR Institute of Technology. I am going to give the video lectures for the subject Embedded System Design. Our today's topic is Networked Embedded Systems. So this topic comes under 5th unit. And in the overview of today's session, first we will go to discuss about the summary of previous session. In the summary of previous session, so in previous session we have discussed about what is ARM processor, what are the features of ARM processor, and what are the modes of ARM processor. So what are the different versions available in the ARM processor. So what are the instruction set used by the ARM processor and different memory organization of ARM processor. In the memory organization, we have discussed about two types of architectures. One is Harvard architecture and Princeton architecture. And we have discussed about the SHARC processor, which is Super Harvard architecture RISC computer. So, and we have seen the comparison between ARM processor and SHARC processor. And we have seen what is meant by pipelining and instruction level, parallelism using pipelining mechanism. So pipelining is nothing but in a single clock interval, a number of instructions are going to be executed one by one. So that is in the same clock cycle, one instruction is going to be fetched, another instruction is going to be decoded, and another instruction is going to be reading the data from the memory, and next instruction is going to be executing. So in the same way, the parallel execution of different instructions can be happen during the pipelining for a single clock interval. So we have discussed those topics in the previous session. Now in today's session, we are going to discuss about bus communication for networking, IO bus, serial bus, parallel bus, and networking buses. So let's go to the first topic, which is embedded systems networking. So what is meant by networking? Networking is nothing but connecting a number of systems into a single communication network. So that is, so all the components around the embedded system are connected with that processor. So here it is called as core of the process, core of the embedded system, which is the embedded processor used for that application. So here, how can all the components which are required for our designated application or specified application are to be connected through the network. So here, what are the elements to be needed for interconnection of the components with the processor, and how can we connect all the components to the processor. So these are comes under embedded systems networking. Here the embedded systems are connected internally on same IC or systems at very short and long distances, can be networked using a type of IO buses. Examples are CAN bus, I2C bus, USB bus, and PCI bus. Here we have used buses for connecting all the components to the processor, and from component to component, and component to processor, and processor to all other IO devices or other specified devices which are used for our application. So all the devices are to be attached to the processor by using these buses. So buses are used for connecting the components to the processor, or one component to another component, or from processor to another component through connecting wires. So the bus is used for transferring the information from source to the destination. So here the bus communication for networking. Each specific IO device may be connected using specific interfaces like IO device. For example, here the procedure which is used for connecting all the components and all the devices which are used for that application with that processor. So the embedded processor So with all the devices which are used for that application. So these are connected to the processor. These are simply called as I/O devices. So let us take an example of typing or displaying any information, typing and displaying any information. For getting the input from the user, so we need a keyboard. So one I/O device may be keyboard. So to display that information, we need display device, which is LCD. Right? Another one is sensor. So if we want to use just like an LED light for getting to know about the power on and off. So these are the mostly used devices for any application. Right? Here each device can be connected to the processor by using interconnecting wires, which are called as buses. So the process which is used for connecting the processor to all the I/O devices by using the buses, and the software program which is used for connecting that processor pins to the I/O devices, and for operation of proper flow of application by using the device drivers and the software program which is used for that application. So the entire process is known as interfacing. So here the bus communication is used for interfacing I/O devices with the processor, just like LCD controller or keyboard controller or printer controller with the processor. Here the bus communication specifies the number of connections and provides a common way of connecting different or same type of I/O devices. Here in bus communication, there are different types of networking protocols are available. So those protocols are used for connecting same type of I/O devices. Here there are different types of I/O devices are there, like parallel I/O devices and serial I/O devices. So parallel I/O devices means whatever the data entered in the input device, it will be taken immediately to the output device. So the entire data will be moved fastly to one device to another device. So that is the parallel operation. So while going to the serial operation, so the data will be transferred one by one, that is bit by bit data transmission will be happened in the serial communication. If the data is either 8-bit data or 16-bit data, in case of ARM processors, we have 32-bit data. So here, when entire 32 bits are transferred at a time to the I/O device from the processor or from the I/O device to the processor, then it is called as parallel data transmission. In these 32 bits, if only one bit at a time can be transmitted, and after completion of first bit, the second bit will be transmitted. So likewise, bit by bit transmission is happened in the communication between the processor and the I/O device. So then it is called as serial data transmission. So that there are for providing networking or communication between the processor and the I/O devices also, we have to use two type of networking protocols. One is parallel protocols, parallel I/O buses, or serial I/O buses. So here protocol is nothing but a set of rules used for providing communication between two devices. So next, the first one is I/O bus. Here the I/O bus is nothing but it is a system's I/O bus that can be added to any system. So with compatible with the particular processor. If the processor and the I/O device, so that means if that I/O device is a parallel device, if the processor has the capability or compatible with parallel I/O buses, so then only we can interface the parallel I/O device to the processor. So that means we can use a system I/O bus when it is compatible with the particular processor and particular I/O bus. So then only we can integrate that to any system with that bus. So these I/O devices communicate with the processor through I/O bus, which is separate from the memory bus, so that the processor used to communicate with the memory system. So here there are two types of buses are there. One is I/O bus, another one is memory bus. So I/O bus is mostly used for providing communication between the processor I/O bus is used for providing communication between processor and I/O devices. The memory bus is used for providing communication between processor and memory devices. So here the same bus cannot be used for both I/O bus and memory devices. Here the I/O bus can be used for providing communication with the I/O devices. Like that, the memory bus can be used for providing communication with the memory devices. So use of an I/O bus is almost having directly connected with the processor to the I/O device. So which is having a flexible design. Therefore, many I/O devices can be connected to the processor easily, since one I/O bus can be used for connecting one I/O device to the processor. So like that, we can have number of I/O devices are to be connected to the processor depending on the I/O capability of the processor. If the I/O bus capacity is 8 bits, so that means 2 power 8 devices can be interfaced with the processor. So that means depending on the I/O capability of the device or processor, so the number of bits used for the I/O bus, the number of devices can be connected to the processor depending on the application. So it has a fixed bandwidth and must be shared by all the devices which are on the bus. So here one processor can be connected to 256 I/O devices if the I/O bus is of 8-bit size. So 8 bits, that means 8-bit capability. If the I/O bus have the capability of transferring 8-bit information, so then 2 power 8, which is 256 devices can be connected to that processor, and we have to use a fixed bandwidth for all the devices. And electrical constraints which causes a bus to have less bandwidth than the same number of wires to connect just 2 devices. Here, because of the electrical constraints, we have the less bandwidth. Otherwise, if all the connections are good and if you maintain the electrical constraints perfectly, then the bandwidth will be fixed and having the high bandwidth. So essentially, therefore, the trade-off between the simplicity and bandwidth. Next, another type of bus is serial bus. As we already discussed about parallel bus and serial bus, parallel bus is nothing but same as I/O bus. So I/O bus and parallel bus both are same. Here the serial bus is nothing but it is used for connecting the serial devices to the processor. So here for the examples of parallel devices and serial devices are, so parallel devices are nothing but keyboard, display, so monitor and LCD. So these are all parallel devices. So the example for serial devices like USB, so here a serial bus has a few number of lines as per the protocol. So for the parallel bus, we have already discussed that the number of lines are equal to the number of bits to be transmitted. For serial bus only, the number of lines are very few lines and we need to transmit bit by bit to the device. Therefore, the number of lines used for transmission of data are very less, and a wide range of I/O devices without having to implement a specific interface to each I/O device. Here we are transferring our data through serial communication. So that is serial mode can be used for data transmission. Therefore, no need to implement any specific interface. We can directly send our data when our device is connected to the processor. So when IO devices are in the distributed embedded systems, mostly the serial buses are used for covering the distances which are above the 25 centimeters. So if the devices which are interfaced to the processor, the distance between the processor and the device, so if it is less than 25 centimeters, then we can prefer the parallel devices. If it is above 25 centimeters, then we can prefer the serial buses or serial communication. And next, parallel bus. So here the parallel bus used for allowing the number of lines are to be connected for a parallel bus. So because the number of bits to be transmitted at a time, therefore it allows the processor to interface number of internal systems at very short distances without having to implement any specific interface. As in the serial bus, we have already discussed that if the distance between the device and the processor is greater than 25 centimeters, then we can use serial bus. So if we want to interface the devices which are having very short distances, that is less than 25 centimeters, then we can go for parallel buses. So here by using the parallel buses, we can interface the number of devices interfaced with the processor or more in parallel bus. In serial bus, so the number of devices are limited. So here the number of lines used in the bus are more, and here the number of lines used for bus are very less. Few lines are only needed. So next, internet and intranet. So here we have another mode of transferring the information, which is internet or intranet. So by using the internet also, we have so many computers or so many devices are connected to that network. Therefore, by using the internet also, we can transfer our data easily to our devices from the processor. So here we have short distance wireless bus protocol is there for transferring the information through internet. So it is used for wireless personal area network and it is up to 100 meters. So as we have discussed already, serial bus is greater than 25 centimeters. Parallel bus is less than 25 centimeters. So here this internet or wireless bus. So this is used with 100 meters. Up to 100 meters, we can use the wireless network for transferring our information to the devices. So this WPEN protocol, without having any special implementation, we can transfer our data up to 100 meters. So it allows handheld computer or embedded system IO device to interface with number of handheld IO devices or other devices. So here, as it is a wireless network, it can be easily transferred the data to a number of devices which are connected in that network. So this is about the networking buses. So here in this session we have discussed the summary of previous session and bus communication for networking. So that means what is meant by bus, how can we use the bus for our embedded processor, and what are the different types of buses are there. So there are different types of buses are there. First, we have discussed about the IO bus, which is used for interfacing the embedded processor to the IO devices. So next one is serial bus. Serial bus is used for interfacing the serial devices with the processor. Parallel bus is used for interfacing the parallel devices to the processor. So networking buses are nothing but either using the internet or without wireless, that is wireless bus. So here this serial bus is used for transferring or interfacing the devices which are having greater than 25 centimeters distance. So for parallel buses are used for interfacing the devices having the distance less than 25 centimeters. The networking buses, which are wireless buses, are used for interfacing the processor which is up to 100 meters only. So this is about the present session. Thank you.